Last day of school. Got all dressed up for you guys today. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday. Welcome to your last day of school. If you are one of my 8th graders right now, appreciate you tuning in today. I know you feel like you're burned out and ready to move on. I've got a few things to talk about, but I'm going to get my goodbye out of the way at the beginning, just in case some of you are only going to watch like the first 3 minutes of this. I really appreciate you being my students this last couple of months. I know I didn't have you for the whole year. If you're somebody I had earlier in the year, thanks for tuning in and still being part of my class. I really appreciate that. I'm going to miss being your teacher. I'm going to miss making these videos. I've decided I'm going to keep making the videos over the summer and into the next school year. I'll do a fewer of them, so I'll work on my editing skills and develop some other things. But it's really fun digging back into history with you and exploring topics and then setting up videos to hopefully make that stuff interesting to you also. What can I say? You guys are 8th graders. In a minute you're going to be 9th graders, freshmen moving into high school, a whole world of new ideas. I hope you stay curious. I hope you stay thoughtful and stay well informed. And that's kind of the theme that this video is going to go into, is about being well informed. I don't know if you guys saw, in the last couple of days there was a post that's been making the rounds on all the media sites. I first saw it on some social media, and then it popped up on a bunch of news sites, and it's about in Italy, an archaeological site that they found was in Verona, Italy, an old villa. Under the ground they found a great tile mosaic that dates back to the Roman period, and it's amazing. They didn't know it was there. They had evidence like from 100 years ago that there was a villa in the area. They had been looking for it, and they finally found it, and it's beautiful. And it looks like, I mean, it's like 3 feet underground, and it looks like you would just scrape away a bunch of dirt off the tile in your kitchen, except this thing is beautiful, and there's like 5 pictures of it. And so I wanted to share this with you, and I went looking for more information. And this is what I'm getting to. I wanted more information about it so I could tell you more things about it. And it was very hard to find any information. Basically, it all started with this tweet from one of the archaeologists that said, "This thing is amazing. We need to share this with the world." They don't have a published paper. They don't have a website devoted to the archaeological site. They don't have a lot of information about it to share with you. Unfortunately, this guy's tweet and then the subsequent tweets that he replied to people and saying more things about it is all we have. It popped up on social media as like a cluster of 4 pictures and the and like a 2-sentence summary of what it was. And then the news stories like CNN and all these other news agencies and blogs started posting it also, but they also had about 2 paragraphs worth of information. It really wasn't very much. That's because it's so new. We're in an information age, 2020, where we can get right up to the minute information that we discovered something new. We don't know what it is yet, but we're learning more as you are. It is possible for the things to be so new that you can't find any more information about them, and that's disappointing. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know like the history of the region. I wanted to know, was it a public building or a private mansion? Was it something that they were digging for because they thought there was something in that area, or was somebody digging sprinkler pipes for their vineyard and accidentally hit a tile? These are the things I wanted to know. I couldn't find any of that information. There are research techniques to use that if you want to dig deeper, I could have found more, and maybe I'll make that for a different video. But for now, all we have is a little more than a tweet and a few pictures. So today's lesson is called 3 clicks. As we end this year and you are all older and wiser than you started, hopefully, I want to pass on some social media wisdom to you. I wish this for your future. Oh, did you notice I dressed up today? For the instance of the Roman mosaic, I was interested in the first few photos, but really wanted to share more information. I encourage you, if you find something that you're interested in, take the 3 clicks challenge. Like, go forward 3 clicks looking at least 3 different websites to find more information about it. And I'm not saying you have to read the whole website, but you want to search to see, is there more information somewhere else? Is there deeper information? Is there information that takes you on the path that you want to follow? Why? There are 3 reasons for that. Number 1, it could be misleading. It could be a hoax. It could be deceptive. It could be something that's outright trying to manipulate you, and you don't want to be manipulated. You want to be in control of your responses. You want to develop the skills to smell out suspicious information, and you will develop this. This is something that takes practice, but you will be able to develop the skills to sniff out, oh, that sounds fishy, I'm going to look that up, and then you find out, that's not actually the case. So there was a post that was earlier this month. It was a photograph of the famous 1969 Woodstock music concert. It was telling me that the music concert happened in the middle of a pandemic, and nobody was afraid, and instead of staying in our homes, we all went out and we had this rock concert because we're America and we're not afraid of things. I did about 3 clicks of research to find out that it was only partly true. So was there a rock concert? Yes. Was there a pandemic going on? Yes. But what it was between the first wave of infections, which had gone down, and then they have a rock concert, yay! And then the second wave of pandemics that happened afterwards. So during the time that they had the rock concert, everybody thought, okay, well, it's safe to go out and party because we have decreased our numbers, that it's not a big deal. And this was nowhere on the level of 100,000 deaths like the coronavirus has given us. But this was definitely misleading to make it sound like even though everybody was dying, we were still having a rock concert. That was definitely not the case. But if I didn't pursue it, I would be under the impression that America, no fear, patriotism was all that we needed to override a viral invasion. Second reason. The other reason to pursue your interests. At your age, middle school, I had a million things that I wanted to do. I thought, okay, well, I want to be an astronomer, I want to be a poet, I want to be an artist, I want to build houses, I want to be a policeman, the list goes on, and I had vague ideas about what those things entailed. So right now, information age, remember, you guys are like a click away from knowing anything about anything you want to know. So it's normal to want to be a doctor one day and a teacher the next. The more you learn about what interests you, the more information you'll have as you make those decisions moving forward in your life. If you see something about a person with a job that you'd like, look it up. One click to find out where do they work? What kind of education did they need to get that kind of job? You'll be a better informed citizen, that's a better informed employee that's going into a profession knowing what you're getting into. You wouldn't want to go to medical school and then realize into your second year, yeah, I really don't like the sight of blood. That would be a mistake, right? Finally, third reason. You want to get into a habit of pursuing knowledge. And for some of you, you're like, well, yeah, I do that all the time. But actively pursuing knowledge, actively making sure that you're doing your homework for your personal information. Okay, homework is not just for school. Homework is for you being better informed. So if you come across a word that you don't know, look up what it means. Did you know that if you right-click on a word on a lot of browsers, it will show you an option of search word, and it will give you a definition of that word, or it will give you the background information of what it found on the internet. That's what you want to do. You want to be in the habit of digging a little deeper. You're going to be a better informed citizen. There's a lot of things that will affect the way you vote, affect the way you choose your education, choose your job, choose the people you choose to associate with. This is what you want to do. You want to make it a habit of going and looking a little further and finding more information. Unfortunately, we're in an age where right now the majority of education that people get as adults or otherwise are as social media, pops up, memes, information graphics. And if it's a meme that's about something fun or silly or just about like a character in a movie, then whatever, it's not a big deal, it's not damaging. But if it's something about something that people really care about, something that could be strong emotions, it could be actually really dangerous. There was an infographic that went out earlier this month describing the CDC guidelines for reopening schools safely. the first line of this infographic was misspelled. It said the CDC GUID lines with missing an E. Okay, small detail, but the CDC knows how to spell words. They're going to have details that are well proofread, okay? So that was suspicious to me. And then the first two lines of this had fear and concern evoking lines, details that would basically, they put up at the very top of the page the things that are going to make somebody say, wait, I don't like that, that makes me mad. That was suspicious to me. So I said, I'm going to go look it up. I'm going to look up what the CDC actually says, because they're not going to put it out in an infographic. They're going to have it on their website. And sure enough, I read it. There's more detail. And the infographic was terribly misleading. In fact, in some cases, it was outright wrong. I'm going to include this in the show notes for you if you want to take a look at these. But so the first three lines talks about 2-year-olds, anybody 2 years old or under has to wear, or doesn't have to wear masks, but everyone above has to wear masks. And you conjure up these images of these poor 3-year-olds forced to wear masks all day. And the second line, something about nobody gets to share anything, no sharing at schools anymore. And these are things that would make anybody angry, I think, anybody fearful. If that's what you see, look it up, take 3 clicks. Maybe it's something that you really should be angry about and you should be fearful about, and then you should pursue it. 3 clicks, find out if it's true, find out if it's something that you should be worried about, and if it's not, then you can be rest assured that you've done your homework so that you know what you're talking about. Develop the practice of pursuing experts who are specialists in their field, who have done the research, who know what they're talking about, and not simply basing your knowledge on the meme. All right, so that's the end of my lecture for today. Your goals, make sure today, log into Schoology for attendance. I know it's the last day, but we still need your attendance. Log into Schoology for attendance. Turn in your textbook. I know earlier in the week I said pick up your yearbook, but apparently the yearbooks are not ready yet. So they'll get to you later in the summer to let you know how you can get your yearbook. Have a good summer. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay well informed, and have a good rest of your life. And if you stay around a little bit, I might show you an update on my efforts at learning a dance. So I've been working on learning some new dances over the last couple of months. I hope you like what you see. It's a work in progress. Give me a break.